check out all this money made from the game of real estate. Two piles of cash. One was made from a real estate investor. The other one was made from a real estate agent. Both really important roles. And in today's video, I do want to share with you how to strike it big and crush it as a real estate agent. I'm also going to share with you how to make money in both of these worlds. Check it out.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
All right, so today's question is, should I get my real estate license? And it's a question that a lot of people have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 100,000 roughly sitting right over here. I've got almost $300,000 sitting here. And at the end of the video, what I want to do is really help you understand the difference between being an investor and an agent. I got buddies that make stupid amounts of money. Like my buddy Jimmy Rex, literally in the first month of the year, I think he said he closed on 100 properties. And in a moment, with what I'm about to teach you, you're gonna be able to do some math and say to yourself, oh my gosh, that is a stupid, crazy amount of money. And yet still today, a lot of people don't understand the difference between being a realtor, being an investor. They're both important. You can make tons of money in both. I'm gonna help you understand it all. By the way, whether you wanna be a real estate agent or an investor, do you need licenses for both of these? Which license do I hold? At the end of this video, I'm gonna tell all. So let's start by tickling your greedy bone on how much money can you make actually as a real estate agent. Now, it is true that there are agents out there that make millions of dollars, and you're gonna understand why in a moment, but let's just start by looking at the averages, right? From Real Estate Express, they claim that the average agent that puts in 40 to 50 hours a week can expect to make around $68,000 a year. Agents who work between 51 and 59 hours a week typically make around $85,000 a year. That's a pretty big jump. And while neither of those numbers may seem very large or significant, understand that the average person coming out of college is making like $50,000 a year. So in general, agents are doing better. Man, I gotta tell you, when I started investing in real estate, there was all this pressure to become a real estate agent. A lot of people just kept asking, Kris, are you gonna get your realtor's license? Are you gonna get your realtor's license? And gotta be honest, I didn't really understand what it meant because all I understood was the world of real estate investing. And so I want you to understand the differences between these two worlds because while both can be super lucrative, don't confuse them. They're not the same thing. So what is a real estate license? Well, it turns out you have to have a license if you want to actually help buy and sell property, and there are some requirements that you should be aware of. Now, while these requirements will vary from state by state, you have to understand there's a yearly exam that you have to pass. It's roughly 30 hours per class per year, and fees can average right around $1,500 a year to make sure you have that license. I don't know anyone that wants to put out $1,500 unless they're gonna get some kind of return on that. And understand that if you do get that license, there are 3 major perks that you should be super interested in. Let's take a look at the first one. You get access to the MLS, stands for the Multiple Listing Service, which means in your area where you live, you're gonna have access to every home that comes on the market. Now this can be really exciting because if you're like me and you like a deal, this is where you go to find those deals. Perhaps the biggest perk, investors who become licensed agents gain access to the Multiple Listing Service, which is the single greatest source of on-market deals in the country. I remember I would travel, third world nations, and I'd get on planes, travel around the world, and I'd want to look at real estate. And they didn't have an MLS. There was no way to look at deals or compare them to each other. We're really spoiled. If you live in a part of the world where they have some type of multiple listing service, that's where you get to see it all. Agents, they're the ones legally that have the opportunity to actually peek in on the market at any given moment and know what homes are available for sale, at what prices, even get some private listed notes on information about the property. So if you're serious about investing or owning property, becoming a realtor, that's a big deal. Now there's a good likelihood that if you Google in your area the multiple listing service, that there are realtors that are actually making a part of the MLS free to you. You can actually go and search and find houses. But you know what? The full multiple listing service and all of its software capabilities to realtors is unparalleled. For example, you can run comps on CMAs. You find a property, you want to know what it might be worth, so you look at similar comps or comparables of homes in the area. It'll run a special report that'll say, well, based on these 3 other homes that sold recently, this house that you can get for $300,000 might be worth $360,000. That's the full access that agents get. By the way, if you're interested in wanting to know how to actually get like a whole full version of the MLS without becoming a realtor, hang tight for the end. Show me the money.
Show me the money!
If you become a realtor, you get to earn commissions on properties. And I want you to think for just a moment. We're talking about the most expensive commodity that a person will ever deal in. It's not like you're selling a trinket for $500. Houses go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They can go for millions of dollars. What percentage of that sales price do you get to keep if you're a licensed agent? Check it out. Real estate agents make between 3 and 6% on the sale of a home, even the purchase of a home, yielding somewhere between $7,500 and $15,000 in commissions on a $250,000 house. Now, first of all, why is it 3 to 6%? Well, so think about it. When someone wants to sell a house, they have to hire one type of agent that will help them actually sell it. That's the selling agent. Then you have a buyer that might want to buy it, and they got another agent called a buyer's agent. So the seller agent and the buyer's agent usually are each going to get 3%. But there are times when the agent will actually get the full 6% commission because maybe they're representing the seller on selling the property, but then they actually know someone or a buyer that doesn't have an agent and helps them actually buy it. They can make the full 6%. Kris Krohn, 6% on a $10 million house in Beverly Hills is $600,000, as in more than $500,000. I know, dude, that's why you got agents that represent those really big homes, those expensive homes. They can do really well. Agents also in the commercial real estate space that are moving properties worth millions of dollars. There's some really hefty commissions that come their way for representing properties like that. But I do got to tell you, anytime you have an agent that is earning a full 6%, they may not have the buyers and sellers' best interests in mind because now they're representing both parties. They kind of know what the seller wants, they kind of know what the buyer wants, and what do they want? They want a deal so they can get their big, fast 6% commission. This might surprise you, but the third benefit is probably one of the most important to me. It's the educational component. This is what I really geek out on. Nothing is ever more valuable to an investor than their own education. The process of becoming a licensed real estate agent rewards diligent investors with an entire curriculum. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I never became a realtor, and in a moment I'll share why, but I love this educational component because my investor mentors that actually taught me the game of investment, guess what? That has led to millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, and without their education, I wouldn't have that. I've also gotten the education of realtors because I work with them, and I've worked with them over the years on over 5,000 different transactions. And for the record, I would never do a deal without a realtor. Whoa, Kris Krohn. Why aren't you a realtor? Why didn't you do that? Like if you were going to transact all those deals, like even on a 1,000 deals at $250,000, what would your 3% commission have been? Truth is, not a little bit of money, millions of dollars, in fact, a lot of money. But you see, there's a reason why I decided not to get my license. And I also respect people that choose to get their license. Here's what I want you to understand in today's video. There's a world of a difference between active income and passive income. You see, active income means you've got to trade your time to get this. Passive income might mean I didn't have to trade my time, but I got this. And so at the end of the day, I value my time. Unfortunately, people value money. That's why they trade their time for it. I'm more of the passive kind of investor, which is why I didn't want to get a job in real estate. See, the big difference is an investor, they can put their money to work or someone else's money to work. They can produce these gains in the game of real estate, but they're not trading their time for it. A realtor, even if they get really good at the game, so good that they're trading their time for thousands of dollars per hour, they still got to put some time in. And you and I, what we share in common, you and I, we only have 24 hours in a day. And the choices you make determine whether you trade that time for a lot of money or a little bit of money. At the end of the day, earning your real estate license is a great way to get extra income on the side or even as a main job. However, it's a very active source of income. So here's the advice that I always give people. You gotta have some active source of income so that you can become a great saver, so that you can become a great investor. So one day you can have fun spending that money or preserving it or moving it to legacy or helping other people, whatever your why is. So you have to choose. Where is that active source going to come from? If you have a great profession right now and you're making $250,000 a year, I wouldn't quit your day job to become a realtor. On the other hand, you might love the game of real estate and you don't have an obvious career path. You might mentor with a realtor that is absolutely crushing it right now. And a few years down the road, you might be making $250,000 as a realtor. Bottom line is you should have a good active income that's paying you a lot of money so that you have the ability to invest. But never allow being a realtor to confuse you with thinking that you're in the game of real estate as an investor. They are two worlds apart. They are not the same thing. So do it as a great job to earn great money so that you can invest, and whatever you do at the end of the day, make sure it never stops you from really achieving the bigger goal, which is being an investor that puts money to work so that they don't have to. All right, I got a little bit of a system that cheats the MLS. I told you at the end that I would share with you a really cool resource for how to find really good deals with even more valuable insight than the MLS itself. I had a software put together. It's called Kris Krohn Deal Finder. And if you go to the link below, you can get a free trial for the next several days. And with a couple clicks of a button, you'll literally start finding amazing deals in your backyard. Afterwards, that service will cost you a little bit every month, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if it ends up making the difference between you making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, it'll be completely worthwhile. I get it. You click the link below, you found a really good deal, maybe just 3 minutes from now, and then you make a grundle of money and you're like, okay, Kris, what should I do with my money? I'm gonna pay off my house. In this video right here, I wanna share with you why that might be the dumbest thing you ever do. In fact, there are 3 reasons to never pay off your house. Check it out. One of these piles represents investment income, investment profits, investor profits. I know, I'll try it again. Investor profits. But I wanna remember realtor commissions and investor profits.